5 or 6 off of just like they just know they got the right to just take their anger out and their hate out. We sick of it, man. That's probably why they banned me on Facebook from going live. I'm just sick of it, y'all. I'm sick of it, man. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of what is being done in the climate of this country, and people just acting like they can't wake up. This video 2 years old, ain't nothing changed. Nothing changed. Nothing changed. And it's just like, you know. So let's get into this video. I'm gonna turn y'all around on TikTok so y'all can watch the video as well. But we're gonna get into it and react, and I want to know how y'all feel about this, because it didn't really sit all too well with me. So let's turn y'all around, TikTok. Go ahead and use those spirit fingers. Tap that screen. How y'all doing? What's going on, guys? Let's turn y'all around so y'all can get in the know. Alright, this is the video we're going to be analyzing today. White America, wake the hell up. Their words, not mine. Alright. So I did not make this video. You can see the source right there. Right here. So let's get into it, guys. I'm going to put y'all to the mic.
No justice.
Hold on.
No justice. No justice. Mr. Blake, thank you for having me, sir. It's an honor. Growing up in the mountains of North Carolina, I was taught racism. From as young as I can remember, I was told black people are violent. Black people are lazy. Black people are not as smart as white people. I remember my dad told me that black people are too lazy to work, and so they depend on welfare to live, and they sell drugs. 10 minutes after my dad said that to me, a man knocked on the door. I let him in. He handed my dad some money. My dad weighed out some marijuana and a few pills and handed it to that gentleman. And then we went to the store to buy some groceries. We didn't buy groceries with the money that that man just handed my father. It was little yellow, blue, and green food coupons. So my dad is trying to teach me that black people are drug dealers on welfare, while my dad was selling drugs out the living room, living on welfare. You see, he would tell me, son, I work very hard. I don't make enough money to provide for you kids, so that's why I sell these drugs. I just love you so much. And these food stamps, well, I pay my taxes, so I earn them. You see, the indoctrination begins at a very young age. We are taught without even knowing it, there are two Americas. Despite marijuana use with the black community and the white community at the same rate, the black community is arrested and convicted at a rate 3 times higher than white America. There are black Americans in prison right now serving 30 and 40-year sentences for marijuana, while corporations are becoming multi-billion-dollar businesses selling marijuana. There are two Americas. If a man broke in my house right now, and I shot that man in the back, albeit in my own house. I could not claim self-defense because I shot him in the back. But a police officer can shoot Jacob Blake in the back 7 times and still be at work. If that's okay with you, we are on different moral platforms. We are on different ethical existences if that's okay with you. There's two Americas. The America I grew up in says if you comply, everything will be okay. Well, for white America, that's true. But black America faces a very different reality. The use of force and the threat of the use of force is actually 4 times higher for police-initiated interactions. The America I grew up in will say, if you stop talking about racism, it'll go away. Well, for white America, that's true. Because as a white American, I don't have to think about my race. I'm not judged by my skin color as soon as a potential employer meets me. As soon as a loan officer meets me. As someone that's coming to appraise my home for sale, don't judge me by my skin color. As a white American, I can completely forget about my race and even racism, so long as nobody talks about it. So then in my world, it won't exist. Well, I've decided enough of that. I'm here to call white America to task. I'm here to tell white America it's time to stand the hell up. Beside our fellow human beings, beside our fellow citizens, and it's time for white America to be part of the solution. I was raised by racists. I was taught how to be racist. So you can quit telling me that racism doesn't exist. You're a damn liar. I was raised in the belly of the beast. I was raised by racists, and now they hate me. I call that a glow up. I'm not here to speak for black America, over black America, at black America. I'm here to speak to and at white America, and I'm screaming, wake the hell up. White supremacy is woven into the very fabric of this country. White supremacy bleeds from every pore of this country. In schools, we have standardized testing, but we don't have standardized resources. We don't have standardized opportunities. In hospitals, a black woman is more likely to die during childbirth at a rate 3 times higher than that of a white woman. In neighborhoods, power plants and dumps are more likely to be put up by a predominantly black neighborhood than a predominantly white neighborhood. At home, 22% of black America lives in poverty, whereas only 9% of white America lives in poverty. White America loves black music, black trends, black culture, but kills black people at a rate 2.87 times higher than that of white people by the police. All of these things will not change unless we tear down, I'm going to say that again, unless we tear down the system of white supremacy that has built them into existence. We cannot fix the current system, for it is not broken. This system is working exactly as it was intended. Passing laws will not change it. You cannot legislate morality. Black America has screamed tirelessly for decades about these injustices, while white America has turned a blind eye and a deaf ear. Well, I'm here to say no more. Change is coming. Revolution is coming. It's time to open your eyes, white America. White people make up nearly 60% of the American population, and the overwhelming majority of them refuse to even admit that racism exists. They think that there's a conspiracy against them by the government with zero evidence, but ignore the obvious systemic racism and oppression against black America that's well documented. Well, I've made it my life's mission to call white America to task. Mr. Blake, Miss Austin, to all the families of victims of police brutality in this country, to all of those of you who wake up every day and deal with the system of white supremacy built to marginalize you, I say to you this one thing. I will stand with you. I will march with you. I will protest with you. I will fight with you. I will use my privilege and my platform to demand that white America stop ignoring this humanitarian crisis happening right here in America. So, white America, this is your choice. Either be part of the solution, or by God, you are the problem. No justice, no peace. Thank you.
Well, well, well. Okay, let's talk about it. I see some messages over here on TikTok. What's up, YouTube? Kid, how you doing? I'm doing great, feeling great. I'm doing great, y'all. So y'all saw it. Y'all saw it. That video is a little old, but whenever you talk about racism in America, it kind of never gets old. He said a mouthful in this video, and it definitely has something to do with our financial literacy topic for today. Heartbreaking as I think about how we are treated. Yes, it's super heartbreaking when you think about how we are treated. It doesn't stop. But the big issue I see in this whole thing is that people don't know that they're indigenous to this land. So when you claim that you're black, you claim that you're from Africa, you didn't do your genealogy, you take on that role of being African American because they teach this in school, not in the house. When you claim that identity, technically to them, you are pretty much DEAD. They call it chattel. Slave. You basically like a worker, an animal. We need more white people like him. Definitely need more white people to understand the atrocities that you caused. And maybe not directly to this day, like as much as back then, but it's still in the fabric. Like whenever you come and you take someone's possession, you take their land, you take their wealth, you take their gold, you search and you seize, you unalive, you do all this evil stuff, and then like he said, everyone's silent now. Everybody acting like they don't know what's going on. They want to just shut TikTok down. That ain't the damn solution. They want to censor the algorithm. That ain't the solution. Colonize the algorithm. Let's do that, guys, so they can't talk. Have you realized or not? The mouth is not getting shut up ever again. The more evil you put out, the more we wake up. Don't play with us. Stop playing with us like that. They called us, oh, his father told him black people sold drugs, right? He said, don't fool with those people. Don't, those Indians, really, they want to call you black because they know that you don't know who you are when you think you're black. But if you know that you're indigenous and you did your ancestry, you did your genealogy, they know that you know a couple things. They know that you done read in those books when they told you not to. So if you one of those people, you just reading that one book they gave you, the KJV version of it, then you playing right along to the role. You the reason why they walk around silent, because they feel like you think you're from Africa. You wouldn't believe how many people, even myself, thought I was from Africa. Did my genealogy, did my ancestry, and all my ancestors right here in America on the National Archives. When was y'all gonna teach that in school? When was y'all gonna tell us that in school? When was y'all gonna show us anything about ourselves in school? When? When does it happen? Is it the first grade, the 5th grade, or the 12th grade? Or no grade? It's just banned. I guess when y'all ban the books about heritage and hair and all of this stuff, you also ban anything that have to do with us learning about ourselves. That's not school. That's assimilation. That's assimilating you to be dumb and not have any financial literacy skills, to be dumb and not even know how to plan for you to get older and sit back and chill, to be dumb to work for somebody for 40 years without a plan for retirement, and then People be working that long, get to the last year, and they get fired. It's all assimilation for you to keep sending your kids through the same generational curse to break their spirit. A lot of these jobs, you don't need 12 years of sitting out